but what I was saying is, in medicine, it's the same. It's the same kind of issues, and a lot of times, I think, oh, I just want to be able to see my patients, but it's so much more to that. It's so much more to building a brand and to making this something sustainable and bigger than just me as one person. Because I think you have to, and this is what I think I get from Howard too, is that we have a commitment to taking care of populations that are underserved. There's a commitment to treating people with respect, to being inclusive. I have a huge LGBTQ population that come to see me. I want them to feel welcomed in my space. My African American patients, my patients who are undocumented, I want them to feel comfortable in my space. And I can do that. I can make these decisions. I can pick people to work for me that share my ideals and share my values. And a lot of those values I get from how we talk about truth and service. Mm-hmm. That is a big part of what I want to have my patients see when they come to see me, is that I'm going to be honest with them. I'm going to be compassionate. I'm going to treat them with respect. I'm going to listen to them. And I also, like I said, I don't feel like I have any reason not to be able to do that, because I've been able to do it. And with the support of my Howard family, I have a huge amount of Howard alum that come to see me. And I hope that I make that feel in a way that, they can be responsive to their health. And I want to say this because I think, I don't know if Cora knows this. So when Cora came in 2011, like, she talked about her physical well-being, and how she had stopped eating certain things and done things to change her diet and like what she puts into her body. And so a big part of what I've been doing over the last 3 years, I've lost about 75 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I had to go through this process I'm very blessed. I don't suffer from any mental health issues, but to make sure that I'm in a good, healthy place for me, to prioritize, to make sure that I'm putting things first that need to be put first, that my family and my health is at the top of that list, and making some lifestyle changes overall that lead to better health. And what I've been seeing with the pandemic from my patients is that the mental health issues right now are unparalleled. It's at astronomical levels. Like, we just don't have enough providers to help people to get in that space. So we got to do more, especially in the Black community. And I think Howard is keyed up to do this with the building of a new hospital and the things that they're doing to, make that space better for those marginalized communities. We have to do better about our physical and mental health and how we portray that, and us being examples of that for our patients and for our peers on how they can stay mentally in a good place. And I think, listening to everything Cora's been through, she always is positive. She always is supportive of others as well. And that speaks to her taking care of herself and really focusing on make sure she has that time to get in a good mental space and to protect her mental health and her physical health. So I'm very proud of her, and I'm thankful. Like I said, in most ways, it's good to have good friends that can be those examples for you. And it's not just always the people who are a whole lot older than you, or that it's sometimes just that one person that can influence you to do something better.
Yeah, definitely. Do you remember Billie Jean? Do you remember the video, Michael Jackson's Billie Jean? And he would take a step, and each step would light up. And I remember going through a point in life where I was just processing all of the changes that happened in the core of my life, like having lost my mom and then my grandmother and then my dad. And, I went through divorce, just a lot of changes, upbeats, downbeats, And I've never really been one to just, vent passive aggressive on my social media. I've always been kind of quiet and very private about some of the things that I go through. And in other ways, I just try to aim to be inspiring through those platforms and leave more of the lessons that I'm learning versus the anger or the disappointment or the hurt or the abandonment. But I still process those. So I've been journaling since 8th grade. I probably have 20 journals, since 8th grade. And that has been very therapeutic, not just releasing, but setting new intentions and new rhythms and new thoughts, new rhythmic thoughts towards what I want to experience and how I want to experience life. And, in everything that you do, it's easy to feel almost like a victim. And this happened to me, and this happened to me, and this happened to me. And I had to reprocess it and reprogram myself to know that, like Billie Jean, life is happening with me and not to me. So whether I can see what's in front of me or not, every step I take is lit for me. There are no mistakes. There are, like India says, there are no mistakes. There are chances we take. So life is not about successes and failures in the formal sense. It's about pursuit. And whatever we decide and set our heart towards, and actually going in that direction, and then realizing that because life is happening with me, then death didn't happen to me. Death happened with me. And transitions in life, whether it's realizing the value of life through that transition and appreciating it, and then being more mindful about the moment, that is really what comes out of it. It's not life and all these things happening on my way to where I'd rather be. It is those contrasting moments, whether it's abuse, like you said, Kevin, unhealthy relationships, or jobs you don't want to be on. Chadwick talked about, you know, I don't want to do these types of roles. So being a part of something and those contrasting things, really bringing more clarity to what it is that you'd rather want, and then setting rhythm towards what you'd rather want versus getting lost and ruminating in these things that are just so toxic. So I realized that over time, and I try to spend more energy towards that understanding. And it doesn't mean that everything is perfect every day. This is not even about perfection. Life is about pursuit, and the more you pursue, then the more you learn on the way to learning more on the way to learning more on the way. And it's life is really the food we eat. If you think about a day, the day is waking up. It's the food you eat, whatever you drink. It's the conversations you have. It's the books you read, the movies you watch, TV show. It's the places you go or don't go. Like, that is life. So if you know that no matter where you are in life, literally, emotionally, physically, if you recognize that where I am is where I'm supposed to be, and each step is like navigation. And ideally, you set in your heart the direction you want to go, like navigation. I want to go to this address. And on the way, you see these things and you see those things. But even if you take a path that is not optimal or not honorable or whatever it is, the navigation system doesn't humiliate you and say, oh, I can't believe you made a left and not a right. It just redirects you. And as long as you stay connected to the direction, the address, the location, the final destination, whether that is this week, today, tomorrow, 6 years from now, if you stay connected to what that is, then no matter where you go, you're always directed, guided, and each step is lit for you, literally.